This is Victorian London in the 1870s.
A city in constant motion, shaped by crowd pressure, labor trade and survival at street level.
Using AI-assisted reconstruction, historical maps, official reports, engravings, and first-hand accounts.
We rebuild how these streets likely looked, sounded, and functioned in real time. Not as landmarks frozen in memory, but as working environments, markets, crossings, river edges, where ordinary decisions accumulated into systems. This places you inside London as it operated day to day before reform softened its edges. 1 Covent Garden Market. First we visit Covent Garden Market. In 1870, it functions as London's central wholesale market for fruit, vegetables, and flowers. Trading begins before dawn. The busiest hours fall between 4 and 6 in the morning, when goods arrive from the countryside and must be sold quickly before freshness declines and prices fall. This is not retail.
Most transactions here supply hotels, restaurants, institutions, and household buyers acting on commission.
The market occupies the piazza and surrounding streets. Access is limited by width, not design. Horse-drawn carts, hand barrows, and porters share the same surface. There is no separation between pedestrian space and workspace.
Movement follows temporary channels formed by habit and force.
Anyone who stops blocks trade. Gas lamps are still lit, though daylight is approaching. Stone surfaces remain wet from overnight cleaning and runoff. Wheels grind over uneven paving. Crates are stacked high, then dismantled quickly. Prices are called aloud because speed matters more than discretion. Bargaining is short. Inspection is fast. Delay means loss. As you can see, porters move continuously. Their routes are memorized. Their work depends on strength balance and timing. Buyers scan produce by touch and sight, not ceremony. Children appear at the edges carrying messages, watching carts, learning where to stand and where not to. The market produces constant noise, but the sound has purpose. Shouts signal price warning or right of way. Silence would slow the flow. The smell, vegetable waste, damp straw, animal residue comes from volume and time, not neglect.
This street does not accommodate hesitation. It rewards awareness and speed.
Everyone here is already working, already behind schedule, already carrying the weight of the day ahead. 7 dials. Moving north from Covent Garden, the space tightens. Within minutes, the wide flow of the piazza collapses into a junction where 7 narrow streets converge around a single point. This is 7 dials. The layout is deliberate. Traffic does not pass cleanly through. It slows, overlaps, and folds back on itself.
By the 1870s, the surrounding streets are densely built and heavily mixed use.
Lodging houses sit above small workshops and street-level trade. Rooms are subdivided. Occupancy is high. Domestic life pushes outward because interiors cannot contain it. Doorways, thresholds, and corners become extensions of the home. Stand at the center and look outward. Sightlines are short. Each street bends quickly. You cannot see more than a few dozen yards at once. This shape matters. Intersections like this concentrate people, messages, and opportunity. Hawkers position themselves where foot traffic hesitates. Repair work, boots, clothing, small goods, operates where stopping feels natural. Income here depends on position and timing, not scale. Observe if you want to move efficiently here. Locals cross diagonally, cutting angles to avoid congestion. Outsiders move straight and stall. Children linger at edges watching carts, and bodies stepping forward only when gaps open. This is not chaos. It is a compressed system with its own rules. The air feels heavier than Covent Garden. Not louder, but closer. Sound does not project. It overlaps. Conversations layer on top of one another. Disputes surface briefly, then dissolve as space reasserts control. Smell collects food, damp clothing waste. because air circulation is limited by height and proximity. Today, 7 Dials is open, paved, and curated. Sightlines are long, crowds are managed. In the 1870s, this same geometry was pressed inward. The street did not offer relief. It taught people how to stand when to move, and how to survive inside very little space. 3 Whitechapel, Spitalfields.
Now we move east, to where the air thins further.
Not because the streets narrow, but because too many people are held inside them. In the late 18th century, Whitechapel and Spitalfields ranked among the most densely populated areas in London. In some streets, hundreds of people occupy a single acre. Housing absorbs as many as it can. The rest spill outward. Look up at the buildings. Terraced houses rise close together, 3 to 4 stories high. Windows face windows across narrow gaps. Many interiors are subdivided again and again. 1 room becomes 2. 2 become many. Stairwells never rest. Doors open directly onto the street because there is nowhere else for life to go. This density carries consequences. In the winter of 1871-1872, London is struck by a severe smallpox epidemic, hitting overcrowded districts hardest. In Whitechapel, cases cluster by address, not chance. Inspectors record rooms where the sick and the working share the same air. Notices appear. Families adjust. Work continues. Watch the street. People wait outside lodging houses, outside workshops, outside hiring points. Movement slows not from obstruction, but from volume. Children sit on steps, hold places in queues, run messages between adults who cannot leave their spot. Women cook near doorways. Men circulate scanning for work, listening for names called. The population is mixed. Long-settled Londoners live alongside Irish laborers, Jewish immigrants from Eastern Europe, dock workers, tailors, hawkers. Languages overlap. Customs differ. The street becomes the common ground because private space is scarce. Pay attention to behavior. People keep moving to avoid being counted idle. They share information quickly. They notice illness early. Survival here depends on awareness, proximity, and timing. This street does not collapse under pressure. It holds it day after day until the city is forced to respond. 4 Smithfield Meat Market.
Before we go in, pause for a moment. Think about this. How would you feed a city this large every single day without refrigeration?
Leave your answer in the comments. Then step forward. Smithfield operates on time, not comfort. By the early 1870s, the covered meat market opens shortly after 2 in the morning. These hours are chosen deliberately. Meat must move before daylight, before heat, before crowds interfere. London wakes later. Smithfield cannot. Look at the ground. Stone floors are darkened and slick, washed repeatedly, but never clean. Water runs constantly, carrying blood fat and waste toward drains built into the floor. Straw and sawdust are spread to slow slipping, then trampled flat within minutes. Boots lose traction. Men adjust their stance without stopping. The smell arrives first and stays. Raw meat, damp hide, animal waste, wet straw. It thickens in enclosed air, especially under gaslight. There is no attempt to mask it. This environment is assumed. Work is designed around it. Carcasses hang from hooks overhead, swaying slightly as porters pass beneath. Knives flash and disappear. Iron rails ring as meat is moved along fixed paths. Carts queue outside, then empty quickly. Delays are not tolerated. A late delivery here affects markets across the city by morning. Accidents happen. Men slip. Loads swing. Cuts are bound quickly or ignored. The work does not pause. Tools are wiped, not replaced. Others step in. The schedule holds. Police presence focuses on flow, not safety. Their concern is congestion, not injury. Order here means continuity. Smithfield shows you something important. Feeding London requires risk, repetition, and acceptance. The city absorbs this cost quietly before most people wake. When this market clears, the work moves outward again toward carts, warehouses, and the river where food, labor, and danger continue their route through the city. 5 St. Catherine Docks, Wapping. From Smithfield, the movement continues outward. Carts leave the market and turn toward the river. This is where London meets what lies beyond it. By this time, St. Catherine Docks operate as a controlled gateway for high-value cargo tea, sugar, tobacco, spices, wool arriving from across the empire. The docks are enclosed, gated, and guarded. Speed and security shape everything here. Look at the structure. Brick warehouses rise directly from the water's edge. Openings are narrow. Streets bend to accommodate cranes, carts, and storage, not foot traffic. The river basin is crowded with masts and hulls. Cargo moves vertically and horizontally lifted, swung lowered, according to fixed routines. Nothing is improvised. Now, watch the labor. Work here is not guaranteed. Men gather daily at the dock gates and along nearby streets, waiting to be selected. The process is brief: a gesture, a name, a nod. Those chosen move immediately. Those passed over drift away just as quickly, scanning for other work or returning to lodging houses. The street absorbs both outcomes without comment. The ground tells you where you are. Planks near the water stay damp. Stone farther inland is stained by cargo residue and river runoff. The smell is specific: wet rope, tar, wood. Raw goods, the Thames itself. Sound carries differently here. Chains tightening counts, shouted water striking stone, then breaks off into open air. People mix by function, not community. Dock laborers work beside sailors from multiple regions. Clerks appear briefly, then vanish into offices. Carmen guide loads inland. No one stays long unless they must. This district feels temporary because it is. Goods arrive, pause, and leave. Workers come and go. Risk is routine. When the docks slow, the city waits. When they move, everything else follows along streets, toward markets, and back into London's daily life. 6 Victoria Embankment. Now the city changes its method. By 1870, the Victoria Embankment opens as one of the largest engineering projects London has attempted. Its purpose is practical: control flooding, carry a new sewer system, create a reliable roadway, and stabilize the river's edge. Multiple problems are addressed at once, not individually. Stand here and look at the structure. The river is held back by a continuous stone wall. Above it runs a wide road and a straight promenade. Gas lamps are evenly spaced. Trees are planted at regular intervals. This space is measured, aligned, and finished. Nothing spills outward. What matters most is below your feet.
Beneath the roadway, sewage that once moved through streets and shallow drains is redirected into enclosed channels.
Waste no longer pools where people walk. It flows away downstream, out of sight. The street surface stays dry because it is designed to drain. Cleanliness here is engineered, not earned. Notice how behavior changes. People walk in lines instead of negotiating space. There are no carts forcing detours, no crowds waiting for work, no goods changing hands. Movement is continuous and predictable. This is not a place to stop. It is a place to pass through. The air feels different. Not lighter by chance, but because the space is open and the flow is controlled. Sound spreads instead of collecting. Footsteps fade rather than stack. The river is visible, but managed.
This order has a cost. What is removed from view does not disappear.
Sewage travels elsewhere. Congestion shifts inward. Pressure is relocated, not resolved. The embankment does not absorb the city's burden. It hides it. By late afternoon, this becomes a corridor of transit. Clerks cross toward offices. Couples stroll briefly. Officials move without interruption. The street teaches a new rule here. When systems go underground, the surface becomes calm. As evening approaches, that calm will be repurposed toward light leisure and spectacle further west. 7 Leicester Square, Soho. Pressure does not disappear here. It is redirected. Leicester Square gathers it and holds it in place. Gaslight keeps the streets active, and people arrive with a clear intention to stop moving. This district is designed for pause and attention. An open square pulls foot traffic inward. Narrow surrounding streets feed bodies into theaters, music halls, cafes, and bars. A real conflict shapes how this space operates. The Alhambra Theatre becomes the center of public and legal dispute
when authorities withdraw its license over the nature of its performances. The issue is not morality alone, it is scale.
Crowds gather, linger, and compress. Regulation responds when concentration becomes visible.
The license is later restored, not because pressure eases, because demand proves stronger than restriction.
Observe how order functions here. Police presence is steady but passive. They watch behavior rather than direct movement. Cabs slow the streets and create bottlenecks. Vendors work the margins. Queues form break and reform as doors open and close. Music spills outward, then cuts abruptly. Laughter overlaps with argument. Light flattens faces and hides depth. The crowd is mixed by function, not unity. Clerks arrive after work. Soldiers appear in groups. Couples negotiate prices at entrances. Visitors hesitate. Pickpockets test gaps and withdraw. These groups share the pavement briefly, then separate according to access and cost. Alcohol alters posture more than mood. People linger. Movement stalls. Air thickens again, not from density alone, but from stoppage. Money flows steadily toward counters and tills. Fatigue is absorbed. Frustration is postponed.
This is not relief, it is conversion. Leisure turns pressure into spectacle and consumption, then releases people back into the street.
Carrying less money and the same weight. When the crowd thins, the system remains. Now, return to the present. The streets of London are wider, cleaner, and regulated by systems built to manage scale transport networks, sanitation, zoning, surveillance. The dangers that once dominated daily movement have been reduced or pushed out of sight. Disease no longer dictates street behavior. Food arrives without being seen. Labor is formalized. But some patterns remain. Pressure still gathers where space tightens.
Work still shapes movement. Leisure still absorbs fatigue rather than removing it.
The city continues to redirect its burdens instead of eliminating them.
What you've seen here is not a lost world. It is a foundation.
Victorian London trained the modern city in how to move people, hide systems, and keep life functioning under strain.
If this reconstruction helped you see the city differently, leave a comment.
Tell us which street surprised you most. Like the video, subscribe for future reconstructions, and thank you for walking these streets with us.